I was minutes away from filming my prediction for Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. Don't worry, that video will be coming out tomorrow. I have a pretty good breakdown in my opinion. However, I'm sitting here, right now, and they just dropped this on us. Gaethje versus Holloway for the BMF title. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? This is literally my first reaction. As you can see, this says 10 seconds ago. 10 damn seconds. I'm reacting to this live. I'm getting my first thoughts out on camera to display my dissatisfaction for this fight. I don't like this fight at all. I think this is a fight for casuals. I think this is a fight for casual, hardcore fans to act like, oh, this is an amazing fight. Like, this is going to be such a war. But I think anyone who actually knows what they're talking about realistically has enough of a brain to tell that this is a dumb fight. This is a stupid fight for both guys. And I can't see this going any other way than Gaethje. Another Gaethje, Tony Ferguson type of beatdown. You know what I mean? Of course, Max is not washed like that by any means, but I mean, how does Max get this one done? He doesn't have tremendous power. Okay, he has pretty good power when he's trading in the pocket. We saw him just get a brutal knockout over the Korean Zombie, but that's the Korean Zombie. Of course he's going to finish him. He's either going to finish him or put a strike record on him. You know what I mean? Do you see Holloway putting a strike record on Gaethje? Me, personally, no way. No. And Gaethje hits hard with everything, okay? Obviously, we know his hooks are his bread and butter. We know Gaethje has some powerful hooks. Any shot that loops from Gaethje is lethal. There's no denying it. Gaethje, he just got a head kick KO. Gaethje's throwing head kicks now. He's going to be throwing flying knees next. And I'm sure those have power behind them too. Overall, this fight is just ridiculous. I don't see the way Holloway wins this. Assuming that it's 5 rounds, I'm sure both guys have 5-round cardio. But who's going to look better in those 4th and 5th rounds? If it even gets there. Like I said, guys, I'm reacting to this live. Dustin Poirier sent Max Holloway stumbling back into the cage in their second fight at lightweight. That would have been a knockdown if there was no cage there. That was years ago. That's coming up on... By the time this happens, that will have been 5 years ago. Max has only taken more damage. He's been brutalized by Volkanovski once, but he's lost 3 times to Volk since that fight. And ultimately, he got rocked at lightweight against Poirier 5 years ago. What's Gaethje going to do these days? Gaethje's looking the best he's ever looked. His striking is only getting better. And I don't know why Max would take this fight. I know Max is a G. I know Max is a BMF. You could put him in that bracket. Willing to fight anyone, anywhere. But I think that in this situation right here, it's going to be going... It's gonna be his downfall. All right, I think so. Man, let's see if ESPN has posted the other fight that Dana announced, because I will talk about that too. Okay, they have not. Then I guess I'll just keep talking about this because this is a horrible fight. I can't stress that enough. I don't see this fight being competitive. Maybe for the first round or the second round, but guys, if I'm being honest. I mean, there's a comment on the screen right now. Here, let me move my camera. Look at that comment. It says, Max's chin finna be put to the test in this one. Alright, me personally, you can't catch me talking like that. But, that's true. And guys, early prediction, first 5 minutes of this fight being announced. You see 4 minutes ago. I think Gaethje's gonna crack that chin, man. I don't see the weapons that Holloway has that he can use. Max is a 145er. And it's so annoying as a Max fan because this is what I thought was going to happen in my head. Volkanovski loses to Poirier. Max Holloway doesn't even have to fight again, and he'll get a title shot by the end of the year, assuming Volk doesn't take an immediate rematch, which I don't think he should. He probably will, though, let's be honest. Now we have Holloway, who's on the verge. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He's on the verge of getting a title shot at featherweight if Topuria wins. Now, don't get me wrong. If Volkanovski wins, then sure, Max is in the same spot he is now, where he's just not going to be fighting for a title. But why not wait for that fight to happen? Why not wait to see what will go down? That fight is a month away. 1 month. Just wait 1 month, Max. If Topuria wins that fight, you're next. You're in there for the title. So I guess that this confirms now that if Volk loses, they're going to be doing the rematch because Holloway will be coming off of a brutal loss, if we're being honest. Like I said, early prediction. He'll be coming off of a brutal loss to Justin Gaethje. And then it's like, okay, well, do you give Max a title fight? Because, sure, this is at lightweight. It's not going to affect his featherweight ranking. But this isn't quality, man. And for Gaethje, why is Gaethje taking this fight? I mean, look, I'll be the first one to criticize guys who sit around and wait for their title shots. You know what I mean? Gaethje, notorious for that. Beats Michael Chandler. If I don't get a title shot, riot. You know what I mean? That was his one fight after losing to Khabib. Fought Chandler, fought for the belt again, and he's on a 2-fight win streak and is clearly next for the title. I don't have a problem with Gaethje getting the title fight at all. But let's say Gaethje does lose this. Then it's gone. You know what I mean? But I'm sure Gaethje is confident in this fight. I'm sure he's confident in getting it done. Why else would he take it? You know what I mean? It's UFC 300. It needed a big fight, so I'm sure I'm sure there's a lot of money on the table here for Gaethje, for both of them. But I don't like this fight at all. This one's bad, man. I don't like this. I don't know what they're going to do with Islam now. Islam said he wants to fight in June and then November. I thought they were going to do this Gaethje fight with Islam in June, and then winner of that fights in MSG against the winner of Charles and Arman. This fight has the potential to ruin all of that. You know what I mean? The only way that this goes well for Gaethje is if he gets the win, and then Gaethje isn't the most active fighter. He's got to be ready to fight again by the end of the year. And there's a good chance that if Gaethje wins, it's still a war. You know what I mean? So who's to say Gaethje's not going to be too damaged to take this fight? And then what? How old is Gaethje? Justin Gaethje H. Oh, I hit. Jeez, what am I doing? All right, 35. November. He'll be 36. That's old. That's old for lightweight. You guys were able to see that, yeah. That's old for lightweight. If we're being completely honest, and like I said, he might take damage in this fight. My thoughts on this fight: horrible. Don't like it. It's for the casual fans. They're doing the fucking. It's for the BMF belt. No, the BMF belt. Why? Why does that have to be on UFC 300? And you know what? I bet your ass they're going to count that as one of the title fights, the big title fights. Now, listen. The title fights that would be on UFC 300, what are we looking at? Leon Edwards versus Bilal. This is probably going to main event over that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're just putting this out there because they don't have a good main event. And they're just like, Gaethje, Holloway will give you guys a ton of M's if you do this fight for us. And I just think that this is a horrible fight for these guys. I don't like it at all. Now, those are my thoughts on that, okay? Let's see if they've uploaded. No, they have not. Well, nonetheless, Dana White also announced Jim Miller versus Bobby Green at UFC 300. Now, I'm only fine with this because Jim Miller needs to be on UFC 300. You know what I mean? So I actually don't mind it, but it better be on the early prelims, man. I do not want to see Jim Miller on the prelims or the main card. None of that. Keep him near the bottom. Maybe make him the second fight on the card. You got Bo Nickel, Cody Bumdage. fucking Jim Miller, Bobby Green, cool. And then we can go to the Figueiredo, to the Garbrandt, that type of shit. Maybe even put Zhang Wei Li versus Yan Xiaonan on the early prelims. But as far as Jim Miller versus Bobby Green, Jim Miller's getting in the ranking, boys. Bobby Green, obviously he likes to fight a lot. He obviously just got done dirty in his last fight by the ref. And Jim Miller, I mean, he's found the fountain of youth. You know what I mean? He's on a winning streak. He's finished. Jeez, what is... Jim Miller is on a run. Okay, I know he lost to Alexander Hernandez, but here, let's look at his record together, because I know that Jim Miller has finished a shit ton of fights out of his last like 6, I think. Why am I not finding? Okay, this? No, I don't want to. Sorry, guys. I should have had this ready, but I literally am doing this live, just announced like you saw. But yeah, Jim Miller. 4 of his last 5 fights. No. Jim Miller has won 5 out of his last 6, all by finish. Are you kidding me? Jim Miller, he's aging backwards. His chin is not horrible. Bobby Green, even before the Turner fight, he had been put out before. He's been laid out by Drew Dober recently as well. Not recently, but you get what I'm saying. So I think that's a bad matchup for Bobby Green to be taking. I would have preferred Bobby Green to take some more time off and not face someone so dangerous. Jim Miller has power. He has ground game. Don't get me wrong. I know Bobby does too. But just thinking about where both of these fighters are at, Jim Miller, his mindset, all right, UFC 300, I can win on 100, 200, and 300. And he'll be in the rankings. I don't know where he would go from there. I don't see Jim Miller getting above anyone besides Bobby Green. Jim Miller will never crack the top 10 per se, but that's what's on the line for him. Whereas Bobby Green, you know, you just got put out. Right now it's a month ago. By the time this fight happens, it will have been like 5 months ago. But you get brutally finished 5 months ago, late stoppage, one of the worst stoppages we've seen recently. And now you're going in there to fight Jim Miller, who is a fucking craftsman, alright? Lives his life like a lumberjack. You know what I mean? Jim Miller catches his dinner every night. Jim Miller's chopping logs, doing all types of shit. He's got that old man strength. You know what I mean? So I think it's a bad fight for Bobby Green. And I would be picking Jim Miller to get that one done as of right now. But with that being said, guys, that's it for me from this video. Like I said, I was just filming my Strickland Duplessis video, and that's gonna come out tomorrow. I'm gonna finish that, but for right now, man, I had to get my thoughts out there. I'll be one of the first to upload about a topic finally, because they announce it as I'm home sitting at my computer, which almost never happens. But yeah, man, Gaethje Holloway, BMF belt, UFC 300, absolutely atrocious fight. I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my first reactions, first thoughts. Literally, I had my thoughts live as I was recording this. So I'm sorry if the video is a little all over the place, but hopefully you understand that that's just what it is. Alright, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.